Welcome back everyone. We never got a chance to do a full speed test between these two phones, so let's get into it. The Google Pixel 6 on the left and the iPhone 13 that is on the right. Nobody asked for it, but we're going to go ahead and do it. Now all these phones are updated to the most recent version of software that they're on. The Pixel 6 has that new Google Tensor chipset inside of it with 8 gigs of RAM, where the iPhone 13 has that Apple A15 body chip inside of it with 4 gigabytes of RAM. The Pixel 6 is the newer phone, and it has, a little bit of a cheaper price tag in the brand new market, so keep that in mind. So with that being said, let's start loading up some of their applications. Let's do phone call, 3, 2, 1. I did notice the iPhone 13 being a little bit faster here. The Pixel 6 does have a 90 Hz panel though, so keep that in mind. Let's go and get into their settings, 3, 2, 1. And even there, I kind of saw that the Pixel 6 was a little bit faster, kind of interesting. Scrolling through, let's see if there's a difference, and they kind of gave me the same thing. There really wasn't a big deal there. And let's go and hop out of this one. Now, going from one app to the other, kind of like, gesture-wise, they look kind of the same. If I go and scroll through here, let's go and go through both at the same time. If I can go and try it. It's pretty much the same thing. I didn't really notice a big difference there either. Now, let's go and load up their stock photos application. 3, 2, 1. The iPhone 13 was much faster there. Let's go and go and get into their cameras now. 3, 2, 1. And we can see again, I think the iPhone 13 was faster there. Now I will go ahead and take a night mode photo on both, which is already set up. 3, 2, 1. And let's go and see which one finishes up first. And the iPhone 13 just finished and the Pixel 6 was a little bit right behind it. So now if we go ahead and make our way over into that photo, so if we click here and we click here, you can see a little bit of a difference of how both these kind of interpreted the photo. So zooming in, zooming out looks to be a little bit faster on the Pixel 6. Going from one photo to the other, you can kind of see it was probably the same thing too. Hopping out of that specific application, let's go and get into some of these third-party apps that we have a ton of that we can go and start testing out. Let's go and get into it. Let's do Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And it does look like the Pixel 6 did crash out of that. The iPhone 13 was able to keep that in the background. So that in and of itself, I would probably give some stuff to the iPhone 13 just because of that, to be completely honest. Let's go and get into Snake First Blocks, 3, 2, 1. And for some reason, the Pixel 6 did not open that. So we're going to go ahead and restart this specific application. 3, 2, 1. And the Pixel 6 actually ended up getting into it faster this time around. So very funny how it flip-flops. I will never understand this gameplay-wise. I don't really think there's going to be that big of a difference either. They're both very capable phones here. Hopping out of this one, let's go and get into Stack. 3, 2, 1. And the Pixel 6 was faster to get into the advertisement. So another thing to keep in mind. Now let's get into the game so we can get some going in the background for the RAM management and everything. Okay, we don't really need to see this. Okay, there we go. Kind of looked like it glitched up a little bit. Now, in my opinion, it does look like the Pixel 6 is a little glitchier than the iPhone 13. And this may be because of the refresh rate on the display. It does look a little bit glitchier, which is so crazy. I was not expecting that. Let's do BOFA. 3, 2, 1. And I noticed clicking into the app seems a little bit faster on something like the Pixel 6, but I think both of them are fairly close. Hopping out of this one. Let's do Twitter. 3, 2, 1. And I don't know why these apps are not opening up on the Pixel 6. It's very interesting the Pixel 6 isn't opening them up, but the iPhone 13 is. Could be something with the display. Snapchat 3, 2, 1. Almost instantaneous on this one. We didn't even see animation on that device. We were logged in here, so keep that in mind. Quizlet 3, 2, 1. A little bit of a glitch delay when I saw it on the Pixel 6. Hopping out of this one. Dropbox, we do not have here. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Almost not instantaneous, but very, very fast on the Pixel 6. Gameplay-wise, again, I don't think we're going to see that big of a difference here. They're both going to be fairly close to one another on this specific application. Hopping out of this one, let's do Fruit Ninja. 3, 2, 1. And I don't understand why this one has this specific thing on it, but you can see both of them kind of loaded up at the same time. So there really wasn't even that big of a difference in that specific application. Hopping out of that one, we'll skip Instagram for now. Let's try the original Temple Run, 3, 2, 1. I know this one didn't open up properly the first time, so I guess we'll see what kind of happens with it now. They both opened it up properly. Let's go and see which one is faster. And they both look almost identical. And they were both almost identical at the same time. So let's get into this specific game and let's go and hop out for the RAM management sake. Hopping out was much cleaner on the iPhone 13 than the Pixel 6. Now that kind of covers up those specific apps. Now let's go ahead and get into the actual app panel here. And let's go back into the beginning of these phones like this. And let's go back into their first panel. So let's go into phone, 3, 2, 1. And both were able to keep that in the background, which is good. Let's go back in the beginning once more. And let's see what else we have. Settings, 3, 2, 1. So both were able to keep that one in the background as well. So both are very similar here, not a big difference. Photos, both are able to keep that in the background as well. So not a big problem with RAM management or anything like that yet, which is good. It looks like kind of they both restarted, so not a big difference there either if they both did the same thing. Let's go back to the beginning, Temple Run 2. So they both restarted. The Pixel 6, if you remember, did fully glitch out of the game, so we can't really give too much credit for the iPhone 13 of completely restarting. And you can see again, I don't even know how it came back to the camera app. That makes absolutely no sense. Let's go back into the beginning once more. So let's try Snake versus Blocks, 3, 2, 1. Now, both are very weird now. I don't know what is going on with these phones. The Pixel 6 crashed out of the application, with the iPhone 13 restarted that app. So I would much rather take a restart like that than a full-on crash like the Pixel 6. So that was very strange. I have no idea why that happened. Let's do stack, 3, 2, 1. Now this is interesting. The Pixel 6 was able to keep that app in the background. The iPhone 13 did restart, but how much credit are we going to give the Pixel 6 since this phone did actually crash out of those other applications? I'm not really too sure what to make of that one. Let's go back into the beginning and let's go and see what's going on here. Let's go back here. Let's go and go back here. Let's do both at 3, 2, 1. So it looks like both of them pretty much kept that one in the background. I accidentally went back into this one on both, so let's go and do the same thing on both. Let's go back into the beginning once more. Let's go back in the beginning here. Twitter, 3, 2, 1. So both were able to keep that in the background. And let's just go back once more, and I think I have a pretty good opinion on what to say. Let's go and try Quizlet, since we already have that one on both. 3, 2, 1. Actually, I take that back. Let's go and do one more game. So let's go back in the beginning, and let's go and do something like Thank You. So thank you here, 3, 2, 1. And they both technically did not restart, actually. The Pixel 6 kept the same spot that where we were. So if we click next, okay, and this one went through, and this one did not go through properly. So I think the best way to explain this and the easiest way I can pretty much tell you guys is the Pixel 6, let me flip them around. Pretty much the iPhone 13, in my opinion, is the more stable phone as expected. If you want a more stable device from both of these, the iPhone 13 is probably going to be that one for you. Although it's not perfect, although it has some glitches here and there, this device did not really crash out of any application. Now, it did restart apps, which is completely different. So if it restarted the app, what that pretty much means is that the app, it wasn't really that good in RAM management. This device has been all over the place in terms of RAM, and at least none of the apps crashed. Yes, the Pixel 6 kept more apps in the background, but this device did not crash any application, meaning, in my opinion at least, the iPhone 13 is a more stable device, is a more stable phone in terms of performance when it comes down to it. Now, with something like the Google Pixel 6, this is a tremendous phone. For the price tag, I think it's $599. It's actually a very good priced phone. Now, I think the problem with this device is the instability issues. For some reason, this device is all over the place in terms of stability. I am not a fan of this unstable phone, and even so many weeks, I think almost like 2 months into this specific release cycle of this device, we're still at a point where it's really not that great of a stable device still. And you would expect stock Android, different things like that, but I'm experiencing a lot of glitches on a lot of my Android 12 devices, including my Samsung Galaxy S21 that is on Android 12 as well. So I'm not too sure what's going on. Google is pretty much going to have to fix this at some point. Hopefully they do it sooner than later. But ultimately, if you want a more stable device, the iPhone 13 is definitely by far 100% hands down the better way to go. But if you want a phone that has more potential, I think, in the future, I think the Google Pixel 6 is there for you. But performance standpoint, I would rather go for an iPhone 13, although the RAM is a little bit better when it works on the Pixel 6. So in terms of that pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.